Not pause. Pause in the letters. The letters to pause, to beloved. These, all of them, I write. Letters to beloved, board. I write only letters to pause, to beloved. Sister has a tablet. Once she had it. Once in Zagramor's arms. Once me in Boar's arms. Forever. Yours, Claire. I write. Upon a time, there lived a young maiden named Claire. She had 2 sisters, and together they resided in a resplendent castle within a land untouched by the cruelty of time. In this unchanging realm, there was neither the sorrow of endings nor the joy of beginnings. No sunrises, no sunsets, and no seasons to mark the days. Such was the design of the eldest sister, whose insatiable hunger for control bound the kingdom in eternal stillness. She hoarded love and devotion as a dragon hoards treasure. Yet for all her power, her heart remained empty, cursed to feel nothing for eternity. Claire, the youngest and gentlest of the sisters, moved quietly through the cold, unchanging halls. Her beauty was, too, untouched by age or hardship. Yet unlike her sisters, Claire possessed a secret, a flicker of defiance against the curse that gripped their land. Her heart remained free, protected by a force beyond even her eldest sister's reach. True love. This love bound her to a noble young man named Bors, whose memory was her light in the kingdom's shadow. Though torn apart by dark magic, Claire refused to surrender to despair. She knew that giving up hope would mean losing herself entirely, succumbing to the same cold emptiness that claimed her sisters. So she endured, her heart steadfast in its belief that love could shatter even the darkest of spells, and that one day, somehow, she and Bors would reunite. It was the height of summer when young Bors first laid eyes on the maiden of his heart, working in the fields, his skin bronzed by the sun. He paused as the sound of hooves drew near. A lone maiden approached, her hair shimmering like spun gold, her cheeks rosy and her waist snugly drawn into a spring green corset. While the other peasants bowed their heads, Bors stared unabashedly. Sensing his gaze, the maiden turned sharply, startling her steed. The horse reared and she tumbled from the saddle, straight into Bors's waiting arms. Their eyes met, and in that instant, the maiden felt herself lost. A warmth bloomed upon her cheeks, but a deep foreboding stirred in her stomach, for she knew there would never be another man who could claim her heart so completely. From that day forward, she rode past the fields daily, offering Bors water and sharing quiet moments beneath the shade of a willow tree. Days stretched into nights, and the two surrendered to love. But one day, as the maiden passed the field, her beloved Bors was nowhere to be found. She waited beneath the willow until darkness fell and reluctantly returned to the castle. The next day, and the one after that, she returned. But Bors never did. Summer turned to autumn, and the maiden ceased her rides. She withdrew into the shadowed stillness of her tower, her heart heavy with unending sorrow. Unbeknownst to her, Bors's bones lay bleached and brittle beneath the sun, hidden in the very field where their love had bloomed. For in Sagramor's kingdom, no crime was graver nor punishment swifter than love. Long ago, there lived a maiden named Claire, fair of face and gentle of heart, cursed by her cruel sister to remain imprisoned in a high tower. Forbidden to step beyond its walls or look out of the window, she spent her days weaving a tapestry of the outside world, a world she could glimpse only through the reflection in an enchanted mirror. Yet Claire dared not lift her eyes from the loom, for the curse was absolute. If she ever stopped her weaving to gaze out the window herself, the fragile thread of her life would snap. One day, the mirror revealed a grand procession on the road below. Among them rode a knight clad in gleaming silver armor, a sapphire cape following behind him. His warm eyes and copper hair struck Claire's heart with longing. Unable to resist, she rose and stepped toward the window for a glimpse of the gallant knight. The moment she moved, a terrible pain gripped her chest and the mirror shattered. Claire, knowing the curse had claimed her, fled the tower. She reached the road just as the procession passed, grasped the knight's cape, and collapsed. Sir Bors turned a sudden tug, leapt from his horse and caught her. Her breath grew faint, and she whispered, "Do not grieve, for I am glad to have seen you, my knight." With those words, her spirit departed. Sir Bors wept bitterly, for never had he seen a maiden of such beauty and grace. His heart swelled with both joy and despair, for he knew he would never again love another as he loved the fair and cursed maiden, Claire. In the days of King Sagramore, there lived Bors, a wandering minstrel whose songs were famed for their beauty and sorrow. Among his melodies was one that bore the weight of his heart, the ballad of a lady named Claire. Claire, a noblewoman of unmatched grace, had been betrayed by her jealous sister, who sold her to a rival lord for power. Locked in a distant tower, her pleas for rescue went unheard. But Bors, who had once sung for her in her father's court and fallen deeply in love, learned of her plight and vowed to save her. He journeyed to the castle where she was held and sang beneath its mist-shrouded walls each night, hoping she might hear him. At last, a faint voice joined his song. Claire, her spirit unbroken despite her captivity, determined, Bors devised a daring plan. Each evening he sang in the castle hall, lulling the court into an enchanted trance. When the moment was right, he slipped away to free Claire. Together they fled through shadowed halls, hearts pounding with hope. But as they reached the forest edge, disaster struck. The alarm was raised, and the guards gave chase. Armed only with his lute, Bors faced the guards to protect Claire. In the struggle, he was struck down, his body falling beside his broken lute. Claire was dragged back to the castle, her heart forever bound to the minstrel who had died for her. I was writing something. Something important. Do you know what it... Here. You've read these notes on the stacks of paper. Strange. No. Yes, Bors, my former lover. I have fond memories of him. Really? Perhaps that was true once. I longed for my own Sagramore. I craved love, true love. A beloved, not a dog. My dearest Bors, I'm sorry. My sister. I have 2 sisters. One older. She's the caregiver. She nurtures. She helps. She wanted Sagramore. She wanted the crown. She has everything. She does. She holds the power of the men here. She has everything. She has no desire for love. She wants to rule. Love is not... It's at the very top, above all else. To see everything. To hear everything. Enough.
Who goes there? Are you here to see the children? Oh, my sweet babies. I lost them. I lost them all before they even got here. They scattered, poor things, like dandelions in the wind. The Queen. She wants nothing to do with me. I failed her so terribly. I've fallen so far from her good graces. But I will make it right. Maybe when she sees them, even as they are, she will love them just as... My little flowers, they're all gone. Met their grim fates within these castle walls. They die and die at the hands of those who should have loved them, or through their neglect. Poor little things. They deserved so much better. After all, they were barely more than blood on our sister's white sheets. No, I swear they are here. They are all here. Our little princes and princesses. They never were, and never will. Last night, I dreamt of our brave Wieland pierced by 100 arrows. 2 nights before, he was swallowed by the water. He never left his mother's womb, yet he calls to me always. But I cannot find him. So I write. I write when he last showed himself to me, so I'd know, so I could go to him if I ever had a moment of peace. They are here because I wished for them so desperately. I hoped my sister would be happy. But you cannot force something that was never meant to be. Yet I tried, and tried, and tried. Now they haunt my dreams and waking hours, while the Queen has forgotten she ever carried them under her heart. Really? You'd do that? And you won't hurt them, will you? Please, I cannot bear to hear their cries anymore. I need them close, so I can watch over them as I was meant to. If I could keep that one promise I made to my sister, perhaps then I could... Let me think. Renaud, the Crown Prince, loved to stand on the balcony, gazing down at the gardens. Little Noah, covered in blood. His mother would wash him again and again, scrubbing. Oh, and Hugo, such a sweet child, sleeping soundly in his cot.
He's gone. Young Prince Renard. Oh, by the midwife will wring my neck with her bare hands. I can't. No, and the Queen. She'll do worse. Much worse. She has ways. The lash is the kindest punishment among all of them. Oh, yes, of course. Straight into the void. And then he was gone. He just stepped in like it was the... Are you mad? You're not being... Oh, no, wait. But I remember...
Did the midwife send you? Or was it that coward who's supposed to be keeping me under their heel? The firstborn of the king and queen. A proper little princeling. Almost grown, though life has never tested me thanks to the comfort I was raised in. Which is why I'm full of whims. Why I think only of trivialities. Why I'm just a gilded... I won't bother listing every one of my vices. Don't take it personally. You're not that special. Nobody is. I just wanted you to leave me alone. But as always, everything in this house proves hopelessly useless. Any form of service, flawed and feeble. They lack competence. Next time, I'll find a deeper despair and an emptier void to hide in. Mother won't be pleased with how miserably the court servants perform their duties. She never handled disobedience well. Well then, we can skip pedagogical lectures, as I know you'll force me to return at the end. And later, I'll try to run away again. Of all my mother's obsessions, control is her greatest. Everything must bend. That's why I take so much pleasure in defying her. Poor father, letting her It seems a crown on a man's head weighs him down and dulls his mind. The charms of power. They say I take after him. Look closely, and you'll see all you need to know. How pitiful I must be then. Above? What above? There's nothing there either. Here, emptiness turns into more emptiness. Nothing begins, nothing ends. The same, over and over again. Spare yourself the trouble. You don't have to drag me by the hand. I know the way back. The Queen's little lapdog.
You found the young master. Joy, such great joy. Here.
Go away.
She stitched them into her prayers, yet the gods unraveled them. She stitched them into...
I was writing something. Enough.
Once again,
did you kill me? I didn't want to. Mum, she used to call me Little Fish sometimes, when she was in a good mood. But when she wasn't, she'd call me once during a bath. I cried that the water was too hot. So she pushed me fully underwater and held me there until I learned. After... Mama is the most important one. She controls everything. Everything rests on her. Father is the king, and usually just sits on the throne. Mama always said he was busy, but he just sits there. Then I was here, sitting in the water, and...
They are here. All of them. My sweet little petals. I'm so sorry, but maybe now we can set you free. You will help us, won't you, stranger? Fate has made a mockery of us all. Our deepest desires have been laid bare, twisted into instruments of our torment. Take these poor little creatures. They have no place in this world, yet they are forced into it and out of it. But our sister wished for them, and here, her word is the only law. My sister's reign must end. It's brought us horror upon horror, all because of her fear. She thought she could forge fate with power, but she was wrong. Fate is inevitable, and the one she claimed was never hers to begin with. Yet we are the ones who suffer the most. They died in her arms, one by one, until there were none.
Hello again, my lord. Are you ready for your audience with the king and queen? Nobody knows. The king and queen haven't granted an audience to anyone in years. All these poor... Only Stygander and I are aware of the passage of time. The rest are stuck, frozen in the moment. But we're not allowed in the throne room. so we have no idea what's going on with the king and queen. If I were you, I'd be sure to mind your manners and follow. Ah, I see you're trying to coax a little gossip out of me. I appreciate the effort. You're the only one. Not many people know that the 3 sisters are Bandrui, female druids. Interesting. Not all druids allow women to engage in their noble profession. They didn't care, though. They did their work, and they did it well. One day, they delivered a prophecy to Sagramore, telling him he was destined to be the next King Arthur. Our king took their words to heart, and made one of them his queen. The other sisters helped the queen maintain the kingdom in its current state. It's not for me to say whether it's right or not. I know my place and the role I've been given. Hello again, my lord. Are you ready? As you... It will open the doors leading to the throne room. Please, don't forget us.